I'd like to call to order the Zoning Board of Appeals regular meeting for Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. We'll start with roll call. I, Stephen Antonio, am here. Joanne Hogan.
Present.
Larry Boardman.
Present.
Josh Mickelson.
Present.
Alexandra Rice. Allie, sorry.
I'll change my name.
Mark Freeman.
I am here.
And Ram. I can't remember.
I'm here.
All right, so that establishes the quorum.
Great.
Let's get right into application ZBA 23-07, Robert McAllister, owner applicant, for a 688 square foot variance, but I stand corrected. That is now, I apologize, a 472 square foot variance to the total allowable square footage for all accessory structures on the property pursuant to the Simsbury zoning regulations, section 3.5, for the construction of a 1,696 square foot barn on the property located at 179 Great Pond Road. Okay, who is here to present on behalf of the applicant, please?
I am the applicant.
Can you please state your name and address for a record? And then tell us
Sure,
what
Robert.
you're looking for and what your hardship is.
Sure. It's Robert W. McAllister. I live at 179 Great Pond Road in Simsbury. And that proposal that you stated is correct. The correction was due to the fact that we had a framed shed in the place of the proposed new structure that's been dismantled for the building of the new structure. So it is a request for 472 square feet. Can I give a little history of the property? Is that okay?
Yeah, that would be great, please.
Sure. So we've been here for 27 years. It's a pretty unique property in Simsbury. It's 6¼ acres. When we first purchased it, it was two separate parcels that we since rolled into a single parcel. The square footage of the house is, by the town's estimate, is 5,008 square feet. So our total square footage allowable for total outbuilding is 2,504 square feet. There's been an 8-stall horse barn on the property since a couple of decades before we moved onto the property. Property's always been used much like a farm. It's never been converted to a farm for tax purposes, but it's always been used as a farm since the beginning of time. There's always been horses on this property. Neighbors have always used the property for horses. We still have some animals, and we still sort of use it as a farm, although it's not agricultural. The 8-stall barn is 1,280 square feet, and that would leave us about 1,224 remaining available square feet. And as stated, this proposed structure is 472 square feet over. There's a couple of different ways that we could have built this. The simplest way would have been to attach it to the main structure. The only real place that's available for us to build the building is about 90 feet away from the main structure and across the only driveway access to the property. I think a construction of an enclosed connection to that building is untenable. It'll be 90 feet long with a drawbridge, which is at least impractical, if not untenable. So the difficulty that we have, the reason for the variance is because we want to put it on that site and we can't attach it to the main structure.
And just for a little bit of dialogue, what is the reason specifically you cannot attach it to the main structure? I know it's
just 90 feet away across the driveway.
So I think what Stephen maybe means is, why can't you put it closer to the main structure?
Right.
There is a place other than the front yard, and the front yard would require at least 2 different variances.
Okay.
But too close to wetland and in the front yard,
Yeah.
not back enough.
Okay.
What's the purpose of the structure?
It's a wood and metalworking shop. It'll also be used to house some farming equipment, tractors and the like.
Okay. Additional questions? If it's okay, Brittany and Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can invite the public to speak at this juncture.
That's correct.
Okay, would anyone from the public like to speak for or with any questions regarding the structure?
Can I just make a statement before you do that?
Yeah, of course. It's pretty casual. It's official,
I like-
but it's
I
casual.
even like. So I have essentially four neighbors, three contiguous properties, and a neighbor across the street. And behind me is a 68 acre green space, which used to be the Bohm Farm. So I've had conversations with all of my neighbors. All of my neighbors are in favor, and all have written letters of support, which have been supplied to this board
Yeah,
Right.
we
for
have
review.
those. Yeah,
We have, we'll get to those a little deeper in.
Right.
It seems like Mr. Lubinsky wants to speak. Is that correct, Matt?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hi.
Can you introduce yourself and your address, please?
Sure. Our property adjoins the McAllister's property, and we fully support. We're on board for whatever improvements they'd like to do over there. Absolutely.
Okay, I think we have a letter from you, which we appreciate your forethought.
Yes.
Submitting that as well. And it's always kind, it's great to have good neighbors. Is there anything else, Mr. Lubinsky? Is that it?
That's it. Yep.
All right, great. Jessica Anastasia was raising her hand, so call on you. Can you state your address as well, please, or whoever's speaking, please?
Sure. It's Jeff and Jessica Anastasio at 180 Great Pond Road, directly across the street. And we also submitted a letter in support of the variance, and just to affirm, our support that, if anything, we believe that the structure would be an asset to the property and to the community.
That counts with us. We appreciate you speaking out and taking the time to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to speak on behalf of this application or ask any questions that might be a concern? Okay, hearing none, let's deliberate a little about ourselves. So just to explain what we're going to do, Mr. McAllister, is we're going to talk, and at this juncture, we're going to leave it open. In other words, we can have a dialogue with you, and we can ask you questions and such that we might have. Eventually, we will close it, and then we will have to vote in the affirmative or the negative from there. So with that being said, let me start polling the commissioners. Joanne, you're first on my screen.
okay. Well, my main question was what you had asked was, well, similarly, why does it have to be so far from the house? And the fact that he would have to get multiple variances, it makes sense that he's trying to find a place where he needs a less invasive variances. So I appreciate that. I think that was my main question. Why was it not? What was the reason it couldn't be attached? Because obviously attaching it solves all the problems, but.
Right. So if I could just, and I apologize, I'm asking you the same thing, but we need to, if we are going to find the positive and grant the variance, we need to actually specifically state the hardship. But Mr. McAllister, could you please remind me, it had to do with, go ahead, it can't be in the front yard was one of them, right?
So there's no place to actually attach it to the house. On one side of the house is a pool. On one side of the house is the front yard, which would be closer than 100 feet from an existing wetland,
Okay.
and wouldn't comply with the other regulations for structures in the front yard.
Correct.
One is behind the house, and there's already a patio and a structure behind the house. The only other place to put it is on the driveway side of the house. There's not enough room on the driveway side of the house to put it on that side of the house, other than the opposite side of the driveway, which
Got it.
the only place that will fit within the rest of the regulations, and I think you guys have the plot plan there, would be 89 feet away from the main structure, and across the only access to the property, the driveway.
Got it. No, that's fine. Just wanted to get that written down while we were moving along. Getting back on polling the commissioners, Larry? Would you?
I don't have any questions at this point.
All right. Josh, do you have any questions or comments?
Nothing that Joanne hasn't said, and as much as I enjoy hearing my own voice, I'll save us the time.
Thanks for saying that with so many words. Ally, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions, but as usual, we appreciate when the neighbors approve and support, and there's clearly that strong support here, so that's good.
Cool. Stacy, do you have any questions or comments? You're on mute though.
Sorry.
That's a no.
I'm good. My dog is barking, so
Okay.
I'm all set. Thanks.
Thank you, Ram. And Mark, you are the last one. Questions or comments?
Yeah,
please?
my question was going to be, what exactly was the hardship? And you asked Stephen, and I think I'm clear on that. So I don't think I have any other questions other than echoing what Ally said, that the neighbor support is obviously overwhelming. So
Great. With that being asked and a total lack of any questions, I'd like to close this application. So just to discuss it amongst the commissioners now, before we do arrive and vote to our decision, he's had overwhelming support. I think that counts significantly. He's also got references from his neighbors as to his integrity as far as maintaining the property and being an asset to the town in the way he does develop and maintain his land. I don't see anything else to really to go against it. I understand his hardship. Now I understand why it's in play.
The only other thing I would add, which is really just in support, is that his property is 6 acres. And if it were, one of the late letters stated, if it were a 2-acre parcel, which it could easily be a 2-acre parcel and still have a 5,000 square foot house, he
wouldn't be here.
Well, right. I mean, he has 2 other lots basically. So the 472 feet is not, in my mind, a very big ask, given the size of that lot, the 6 acres.
I agree.
That makes sense.
That's a nuance. I don't know as we really need a text amendment because it's so rare. This is the first
Yeah,
time I remember seeing something like this.
I know. It's really like multiple lots, and the zoning applies to, to one lot, but it's the size of multiple lots. So seems almost like a technicality to me, but
It is. It
Yeah.
does appear to be. Anyone else to discuss questions or
Well, I
comments?
agree that the size of the lot really is one of the big factors, because the lot can support it. And that, along with the neighbors, makes sense.
Josh, can we hear your voice again?
If you really want to.
Is there anything else while we're deliberating that you'd like to mention?
No, I think I was.
Ally doesn't want you to talk anymore. Ally, what's
Yeah,
up?
I want to hear my voice. Thank you. Just kidding. So I think I don't know if it's important, but the variance is smaller now. It said he took down a shed. So I don't know if that's significant, but normally we do ask people, have you done anything? Can you do anything else before, what have you done? So that counts for that. I think that's important.
Yeah, reduction in variance. That is definitely something we do appreciate. Usually we ask them before they do it, so it is great that you were proactive doing that. Thank you.
helps.
The
Any other
initial question was actually for 3 different variances. One was the height of the structure, one was the proximity to existing wetlands, and we were able to remedy those.
Good.
I was told that it's a lot easier to apply for a single variance, so.
Absolutely. It's nice that the town works with people so much to help with the variances to be reduced. It's very helpful.
Anyone else? Comments before we close? Did I close the application?
We didn't vote on closing the application.
Okay. So I'd like to make a motion to close the application.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
now it's closed and now only we can talk.
Okay. I don't like it at all. Let's get rid of them. Let's. This seems so cut and dry. Let's just go right to a motion unless someone wants to speak up right now.
No, we can go to a motion.
Okay, do you want me to do it or?
Someone else can do it. It's on the bottom of one of the papers if somebody else wants. to-
Staff reports always.
But I can do it if you
staff
want.
report.
Want me to do it? I'll do it.
Do you have a printout?
So,
or-
What?
Great, go ahead. Yes, please, Joanne. If
I'll
you
do
can
it.
make a
All
motion.
right, I would like to
Stephen Antonio.
move to approve applications number 23-07, Robert McAllister, owner applicant for a 472 square foot variance to the total allowable square footage for all accessory structures on the property pursuant to the Simsbury zoning regulations, section 3.5 of the construction of a, oh, it's going to be a different number now, 1,000.
It's 90.
No,
It's not 696. Well, is it still 1,600?
Yeah, the size of the structure hasn't changed.
Foot barn on the property located at 179 Great Pond Road, Assessors Map DO6 Block 303. Zoned R80 based upon the following findings. The hardship being that it is impossible to attach this building to the existing home, which makes it necessary to have it be an accessory building. There is already a pool on one side. The front yard is out because we don't allow accessory buildings in the front yard. So this is the least invasive way to put this building on this property.
Can you also add that would encumber the wetlands just to?
And it's close, yeah, it would encumber wetlands on one side as well.
Okay, would someone like to second that motion? Oh, come on, all you have to
I'll
do is
second.
say it. All right. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Believe it's unanimous. So no one to vote nay or abstentions. So thank you very much. We appreciate it and good luck with your barn. I'm sure it's going to be fun when you get it put together. Thank you for
Thank you
your
very
time.
much. So one of the reasons for that structure is because they've had about 24 people here that wanted to learn woodworking skills,
That's great.
and it's open to anybody who wants to come. You guys are all invited if you want to learn some woodworking.
Great.
We'll
That's
send Josh.
wonderful.
We'll
That's
send-
fabulous. Field trip.
Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it.
All right.
We appreciate you taking the time and
Yeah.
putting the effort in. Thank you.
And thank you, neighbors.
Yeah, good neighbors are a wonderful thing.
They're good neighbors. All right, you guys have a
Hey,
great
Barb.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, so let me get back to our agenda. General Commission business. Is there any general commission business?
No, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm gonna go to the October, no, whatever it is, November, I can't remember. There's a.
October, the 28th, the Yukon.
Yeah,
event.
I'm going to that. If anyone else is going and they want to carpool, we could do that.
Yeah, I emailed Brittany about that. I would like to carpool for sure.
All right, do you have my cell phone number on that list?
Well, no,
Do you get those big cell phone? Did you get the email or the text from Steven tonight?
no.
What is,
Ally, you're not in this.
Put Ally in that and
Ally, can you text me? I don't want to ask for it in the middle of a recorded meeting, your phone number, but I'll give you mine.
And Ally, I wanted to answer your question. It does count towards that state statute.
perfect.
and it's 4 hours, so it satisfies this year.
I don't even know. I can't even keep track. Joe asked me and I didn't even respond. Sorry, because I'm like, I don't
Oh, I'm
even know.
gonna- yeah, I've been-
I wasn't able to do the ones in the spring, so I'm gonna go to that October one. And so that'd be great, Ally, if you want to carpool, it's down in.
Yeah, I'd
Hampton.
love to.
So
So is
send
it the- is it
Stephen
the-
your phone, send Stephen your
Sorry,
phone
did-
number, and then Stephen, you send me Ally's contact info.
Yeah, so Ally, you got a place to write it?
Yeah, I'll have my phone. I'll text you right now.
Yeah, 860-214-2792.
Mhm.
Sorry, this is Ram.
860-214-2792.
At 214-2792, yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. Thanks, Ally. And there's a group. I am so sorry I had left you off that.
Yeah, so Stephen, shoot me her contact info when you get it, okay?
Well, I'll send it to the group to confirm
Okay.
that that's her number.
All right, and then Ally, you and I can communicate about carpooling. I'm happy to drive. It'd just be nice to not drive alone.
Oh, yeah, I would also be happy for you to drive.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be much more fun than going by myself on a Saturday morning.
So
Okay.
this is Ram. Is it the similar training that we already took virtually?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
completed
already
it.
did your 4 hours, you don't have to do
Okay.
this. I just
Okay.
haven't
Okay.
done it yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Ram just wants to carpool with you guys. Why
Ron,
don't
and you
let
know,
him
Ron, if you
go?
want to carpool with us, come on. Fine
I'm-
with me.
Okay, other general commission business, I think the only one up for reelection is Larry and Joanne this year. It's always nice to, Ally, you're up for reelection too? Okay.
Oh,
My point is, it's always nice to spread the words. We've got a great family of commissioners here. I don't think anyone even really knows everyone's party line, so
no, I am unaware
nice
of
to
anybody's party
just
here
share,
Except-
with
except
your fellow
Steven.
neighbors. Well, sorry.
because of your recent fame.
I do like that.
Oh.
We all work together. There's never any issues. So,
No, it's a
Right.
It's a
No,
nice,
so that's why to support each other.
Yep.
in this time. All right, so moving along is our approval of the August 23 minute, 2020, August 23rd, 2023 regular minutes. Did everyone or anyone have the time to review them?
I did. It looked fine to me.
I didn't see anything either.
Yeah, I did too. No,
I read
didn't
it.
see it.
Looked okay.
All right, Ram, why don't you make a motion this time?
Okay, I would like to make a motion to approve the August 23rd, 2023 meeting minutes.
As presented. Great, who would like to second that motion?
Second,
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Josh, are you gonna abstain?
Abstention.
Okay.
too.
Ally's gonna abstain as well. Thank you, guys. All right, so wasn't there a second set of minutes, Joe?
why would there be a second set?
I don't know. I have a second set of minutes printed out.
No, you're up to date. With the approval of August 23rd, that brings us up to date.
Yeah.
It must have just been stuck here from the last meeting. Okay, no worries.
Did we
Um,
meet in September? This is September.
This is
Okay, I'm
September.
losing my mind.
That was
I'm
August. I
sorry.
thought that there was
My
a,
job is sucking my brain dry. Don't worry about me. Yeah, so we're
Sorry.
up to date. We're good.
what's the dress? I still have the dress? Whatever. Joanne, I think you said something to the wrong group.
Oh, I did.
I'm not wearing a dress. All right, with that being said, there's one motion. I'm trying to find my agenda to make sure there's nothing else for us, right, Joe?
That's
it.
correct.
All right, who would like to make that final motion? Just want to make sure no one has anything else to say to each other before we do this. All right, with the all clear, who's making the final motion?
I
Which is-
make a motion that we close the meeting of September 27th, 2023.
Perfect, thank you. Who would like to second it?
Second.
Atta girl. All those in favor? Aye.
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 It's unanimous. Thank you
Aye.
all for your
Thanks,
time.
guys.